Chupacabra Offroad is going FPV. What's up everybody, Nick Olson, Chupacabra Offroad, back in the desert with a new toy. This is the new DJI FPV drone. We just got it. We are figuring out how to use it. I'm really excited to have some new video gear to make our videos better. Thanks to you guys for watching, liking, subscribing, promoting us. It helps us to take some of that money, reinvest it to make better content for you guys. So why do we buy the FPV? Well, there's so much cool camera gear out there. We have a pretty good collection. If you're interested in knowing what we use, we'll put a link in the description. We've already created a video. Of course, a lot of GoPros. We have a SLR camera. We already have a drone. After spending some time with a videographer we've hired who is extremely talented, Nathan McBride. Nathan's really gone full bore into the FPV scene over the last year, and he's also a creator for DJI. So when we hired him to make our Glamis New Year's video, he already had one of these prototype FPV drones that he was flying out in Glamis, and after seeing what the footage looked like, how much more captivating the content looks, how much it gives action sports a unique and fresh and exciting perspective, I was pretty much well sold. So we're a small business and we're trying to create the best content we possibly can on a limited budget. There's definitely a lot of other camera gear choices we could have made for this kind of money. First off, I really wanted a Canon 1DX. This is a beautiful SLR camera. The quality is amazing. It shoots in 4K. We currently don't have an SLR that shoots in 4K. Every time I see some footage or hire one of our videographers that shoots with it, I am head over heels. I really want that camera. It's not cheap. It's a $4,000 to $5,000 to $6,000 body. Even if you search used, it's still not much cheaper. This FPV drone is not inexpensive, and after we bought some extra batteries and the crash replacement for 2 years, this thing ended up being almost 1,900 bucks. So not a cheap investment, and also it's going to be a big investment in time and expertise to learn, because this isn't a regular drone. Now, if you guys have been watching the YouTube channel, we've been creating content for just about 3 years, and right when we started, I did purchase a drone. It was my first drone. It was a DJI Mavic Air. Now, this was a great little solution. It worked really well for a couple years. It was small. It was only about the size of a turkey sandwich. You could throw it in your backpack. I took it with me when I was mountain biking, of course, all over to the desert scenarios. It was pretty quick and easy to get up in the air, to get some content, and really add a whole nother level to our YouTube channel. We didn't just have GoPro. You know, now we had some aerials. We go all over the place, and I just love drone content. If I'm watching YouTube, I want to see drone footage, especially in action sports, especially in our niche. And you know what they say, be the change you want to see. So being, you know, when I was looking at the YouTube landscape, I just thought this is what our channel is going to be. We need drone footage. I'm gonna go buy a drone, and I think our content has grown in terms of our production quality, just from seeing what a good shot looks like, and then also working at being a better pilot. So moving on from that drone, more recently I did purchase the Mavic Air 2. Now this is a new version of that Mavic Air. They made some significant improvements, and to me the improvement that was the most significant was the battery life grew from about 21 minutes to 34 minutes. So huge game changer, guys. When you have that extra flight time, one battery can kind of get you through 2 good scenes or sequences that I've noticed when I'm out shooting, you know, in the desert. I have 3 of those batteries, so I can pretty much go and do full day, maybe even 2 full days of shooting if I'm pretty quick with my battery. The camera also got better. It's a little bit heavier, so maybe not as totable as the original Mavic Air, but it didn't really matter because I think it flies better when you have some breezy conditions. And overall, I'm really loving the DJI Mavic Air 2 drone. Okay, so before I bought the FPV, another drone came onto my radar that I was really excited about, and it's called the Skydio. Well, I'm excited about the Skydio because one of my favorite mountain bikers on YouTube, he documents all of his mountain bike riding with it, and the Skydio definitely has the best technology on the market, from what I've researched, for following somebody, particularly action sports. I think what they've got is the best solution for following somebody, and this brings up an amazing value prop because I can't film and drive at the same time. We're a small business. We're trying to make cool content. You know, it's easy when we go out to Glamis or we go to a race. We've got a lot of muses. We've got a lot of other people to film. There's action happening all over the place. Well, It's not so easy when there's just 1 or 2 or 3 of us in the desert, because you've got to have 2 people driving, and then someone who knows what they're doing to capture those shots. To maximize the time and energy of going all the way out into the desert, spending your gas money, loading up, trying to get those clips. Let me tell you guys, I've been doing it for almost 3 years. It's very difficult. I mean, from my race car breaking down multiple times to having some issues with not getting the right shots, dumb things like not having your batteries charged, or having a videographer that wouldn't even shoot with a monopod, creating shaky content. There's so many things that can go wrong when you're just trying to get out there and capture really good content, really good, clean, crisp images that aren't shaky. So as you can imagine, the downside for a small creator like Chupacabra Offroad, I've now got to learn how to fly an FPV. And then of course, I can't fly this thing and drive at the same time. It's also not the most portable drone, where the Mavic Air 2, the Mavic Air, they were small. You could quickly get them up in the air. Yeah, I've got to set up the headset. I've got to carry a headset. So even with a smaller size backpack, it's just all for this drone. So taking a mountain biking, dirt bike riding is going to be a little bit more difficult. And of course, that's the type of content I really want to get. Higher speed, higher action stuff that only an FPV can really deliver. So why did I buy it? After watching Nate use this and then use other FPV drones and knowing a little bit about them, previous FPV drones would only fly for 3 to 4 minutes tops, with a GoPro strapped onto them, with RC car batteries that you had to charge. And believe me, I've seen this whole process as well. 3 to 4 minutes is not that much. But now DJI gives us a solution that an average drone pilot like myself can set it up, and now I've got a 21-minute flight time. I've got 3 batteries, and yes, I'm gonna have to learn. That's right here today. I'm gonna practice. I'm gonna go through some of my drone footage, then we'll watch it, we'll see what it's gonna take. My goal is to get 2 to 3 to 4 flights per week, and then just keep practicing, working, so I don't crash it. I crash it less. I learn how to get in, because really I feel like to maximize the value of FPV footage, you've got to be a good pilot so you can get close to the action, be able to move around and get where it's going to be, so that you really can maximize the value of having this. So I'm a big believer when you see this content. You guys have seen it on our YouTube channel. Check out some of these clips from our Glamis video that Nathan captured. It's just amazing. It's exciting. To me, it's compelling. It really shows that, hey, Chupacabra is really taking content serious. These guys are making rad content. You know, these guys are really trying to capture the essence and the authenticity and the excitement. You know, we want to create content that you can show to your buddy who knows nothing about off-road, and your buddy or your friend or your spouse or your grandma says, I want to go to Glamis. Wow, that looks exciting. Wow, that looks like you guys are having a great time. And you know, it's hard to put a value on that stoke level, that excitement, that passion. As you can tell, I've got it. We love putting it into all the content that we create, and the FPV is what's gonna take us to that next level. All right, so enough talking. Let's get this thing booted up. Let's get up in the air. Let's try to fly it. Talk about what I learned and how I'm gonna get better, so we can put out some amazing content with this new amazing technology. So this drone has 3 modes. It's got a normal mode, a sport mode, and a manual mode. Now, DJI has a simulator that I've been playing with. It's essentially like a video game, and I think it's helped a little bit. This is gonna be a big learning curve. I'm going around kind of like a little burnt-in desert motocross track, and I'm really trying to not hit anything. Now the manual mode is just wide open aerials and flips and stuff that I have really no interest in trying to learn anytime soon. So I'm gonna focus just on normal mode and then sport mode a little bit. What you can't see in the goggles is when I get close to something, it does give me a warning. There's also an emergency brake button in case I'm getting close to hitting something. I can push it, or if I'm disoriented, and it'll stop within a few meters, which is really cool. It's just hard to figure out how close is close, right? Not ready to chop my own head off. I'm just cruising around in normal mode right now. There's a canal over here. There's a cool berm. Let's go check it out. All right, let's try this thing in sport mode. Whoa. Okay, come right over our head. This canal, we can run alongside it. So in full manual mode, this thing does almost 90 miles an hour. It's crazy. All right, first flight, that was pretty intense. Yeah, I'm not anywhere near ready for manual mode. Went through a battery about 20 minutes. It's really breezy today. I think that's definitely affecting it, like just comparison from my other drones. But getting the hang of it's really cool. Very sensitive. It's got a cruise control mode, which I tried. Just lets you kind of just get in on a pace and kind of focus on doing your thing. So as you can see, I kind of went in between a couple cactus. I got a little far away, so the image started getting really blurry in my headset as I was going through cactus, which made me really nervous. But we're gonna throw another battery in, get a little bit more practice while we're out here in a good, safe environment, and then see how she goes. So let's get it going. That last landing was scary. I tried to grab it and it went up. And a lot of these drones, that's just kind of how they are. You think they're gonna land, but then you try to go grab it and it won't let you. A lot of times I never wanna land on the dirt, so you're not getting dust in the impellers, or in the propellers, but I caught her, luckily. Man, this is pretty intense. It's like a video game. So I'm gonna pack everything up. Let's head back home. Let's check out some of the footage. As you can see, I was really just trying to practice flying low, following some of those trails like I would be following a side-by-side or a bike or whatever, and just get that action shot where you're close right on it, because this drone has the speed to stay close to 80-90% in terms of speeds of what we would travel. And then of course there is that manual mode for going really, really fast, which maybe one day I'll graduate to, but big learning curve. So, I want to try to just get these flights down so I know that when I take it out, I've got the confidence in the heat of the moment to not run into a tree. And it's really hard to tell when you're going near a bush or in between those cactus how close you are. I catch myself going to obstacles, taking the goggles off, double checking. It's like I want a couple feet, and it doesn't slow down as fast as you think it would, even though it is pretty quick. There is that emergency button I told you about. So man, it's really intense. I'm really trying to have a bunch of good flights without putting this thing down. So far so good. That was 2 batteries. Let's go check out the footage. Let's go see how we did. Okay, so got some clips that I shot out from the desert, threw them in Premiere. Did a basic color correction on them, but when I pulled them into Premiere, the coloring looked pretty good. Almost as good as I'd say as my Mavic Air 2, but pretty close. So this is the hard part that a lot of YouTubers don't talk about is, yeah, you go buy the cool technology, but then you gotta learn how to fly it in a way that is gonna make for some good, interesting shots, at least to add to your content. So here we go.